Hi everyone, welcome to the video on how to map. The reason behind visual mapping is threefold. Visual maps are made to understand, to be able to share with others, and the maps are used to identify hotspots. According to these three practices, I will also explain how to map. First, a goal of visual mapping is to understand the system. And the visual maps help to bring together data and create overview. You can link elements and it forces you to synthesize. When you start mapping, the first versions are messy, and that is good. When making these first versions of your visual map, it's important to work with cheap and accessible media. This is to avoid that you are inhibited by the cost of the material and not let information flow. Again, messy is good. However, often in healthcare settings, not all data is available yet, so you will need to go out and collect data yourself. Talk to many different people and find out more about how things work in the context. For example, to understand how products are used, when they are used, by whom, and so on. Sometimes this involves making your hands dirty. For example, like here, counting all waste items in a hospital unit for a waste audit. The resulting mapping can then look something like this. In order to refine and validate the visual map, it is crucial to work with others, to co-create and share your map at different moments in time. Sharing the maps with others helps to engage them, include the different types of knowledge these people have, and give in-depth contextual insights. This can be done, for example, during co-creation workshops, but also during different individual mapping sessions. These sessions do not always have to include the actual map. You can also collect data in another way and then use that to construct your visual map. In the process of understanding and sharing with others, it must be clear that the process of mapping is one of iterating and cyclical processes where you refine and detail the information and understanding. A complete map is not the goal, but the goal is a map that includes enough information to make a substantiated decision. This can also mean combining different sources into one visual overview. Remember, the goal is understanding. Finally, when you've reached sufficient detail in your map and saturation of data, it is time to use the map, to convey the understanding that you have reached by making the map. Creating synthesis towards identification of hotspots and understanding hierarchies. In this process, it is very important to be relation-focused. Where are too many or too little relationships? These points can often be great indicators of a suboptimal flow, or they can be opportunities for the creation of new flows. And these hotspots can then be starting points to create solutions or use the map to backtrack or test solutions. They can also show current impact or possible impact reductions. To conclude, visual maps can help system analysis towards a better understanding of the system. The visual mapping process helps to create an overview of all the different aspects related to the challenge, and it clearly links these elements. But because a visual map does not have an unlimited number of pages, it also forces you to synthesize and prioritize. Second, visual maps can be used as a talking tool to support dialogue between different stakeholders. Although the maps are not the final goals, they are communicative and able to engage different people because maps are at an equal level of understanding for everyone. Also, because maps do not rely on wordy jargon, they can communicate across boundaries and create a more collective understanding. Finally, the visual itself is not the ultimate goal, but the goal is to learn about the challenge at hand, towards understanding where opportunities lie for change and to start creating. Thank you for listening.